Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdist Dave, and today I'm joined by all these fine nerds. You probably know Nerdarchist Ted over there. We also have Carlos Rivera, also aka Volcanic Knight, running the show. We have Brian Colin, the creator of Vast Grimm, in the house, Stephen Partridge, and Robin Miller in the house as well. You can find links to everyone down in the description, but you can find other links down there as well, including the upcoming Kickstarter for Zoom Mafia, which we're going to be playing another stream game of that, but this time we're going to rotate the DM once again, and Steven will be running that for us. With that, I am going to throw it over to our Dungeon Master, well, Game Master, I suppose, for Vast Grimm, Carlos.
What is good, internet? I feel like we have hit an impasse with this game. Normally, I have plenty shenanigans to disclose, but you know what? This is our 12th session, and I did not think we will make it this far so goddamn successfully. So, all I'm gonna say is this: whether it is real life, fictional, or anywhere in between, regardless of your struggles, god damn it, we will get through it successfully with all the bullets you can fucking imagine. I swear to God, that's what's up.
Say
All
with all
right.
the bullets you can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, my NPCs had bullets flying your way, but at the same exact time, like, I want to let y'all know, one, I love you all, and two, life is not going to get any harder than what I have to throw at you guys, all right? So, as long as you all have to accept it, I'm going to roll off right now. Theodore, the dice has chosen you.
What is up, everybody? I'll be playing this evening Flask, very possibly for the last possible time. And the last time we went to an auction house, and dear Lord, did we clean up shop. We came up with a plan of how we were supposed to acquire a single item to make sure it does not get into the hands of our current hated enemy, Bart. And, I'll let everybody else share the fun and nitty gritty details, but we walked away with all of it, stealing money from Bart in the process. So with that, I'm gonna serve it on over to Robin.
All right. Okay, so I'm playing Mara, awesome robot with a screw hawk. Oh God, what do I remember from last week? I do. Yeah, we were at the auction, made out like bandits. I don't actually have additional information other than that. I know who does though, so I'm not passing it to Steven. It's Steven's birthday, by the way. Chat, say happy birthday to Steven. Dave, you're up.
All right. So prior to the auction, I had actually, where I should say, Lefty Lawson, the character I'm playing, who is part miner, part man, part machine, but all screwed up with this band of useful idiots. Did set about his enacting his own plan to create a distraction, with his own purpose in mind. Because us part humans, part machines have to all stick together. Uh, with that, I think like most of it was the auction with us doing really cool things, stealing stuff, paying for stuff with Bart's money. With that, let's see if you remember anything different, Brian.
I remember that Buckaroo, my emo bot, rolling around on treads, painted up like a clown who no longer has his red nose because he gave it to Flask in case Flask needed it well inside a box because we had him transport it into the backside of the auction house, hoping to pillage everything from the inside. I got a little like heavy, getting super excited about putting bids on things. I know I bid on more than one thing, even after I had enough funds, because I believe, Stephen, weren't you the one that hacked the system so that all of a sudden we had all the credits from the big bad that we is our now nemesis. So I'll pass that over to you, Stephen.
Okay.
All your credits
Hi,
belong to
everybody.
us.
So we definitely did that. We started out being with the Bulldogs, right? We made a little plan. Or the salt is not the salty dogs. That's from Moon Rising. Lord, I'm getting them all mixed up now.
And so I'm gonna be that, Steven. It's a tiny mix between salty bulldogs and flying bulldogs. So wherever the group likes best, I will concede to that.
Okay. So we met with them, right? And we got our plan going. We had Nova training with them because Nova has this arm that is a whole thing. It's like a weapon in itself. It's really cool. It's probably a government top secret bit from when the government was, actually around. And we went to the auction house, and while our beloved Mara was dressed in sombrero and poncho and no red nose this time, and our beloved clown on wheels told them off for not having accessible seating and an accessible venue in general, which they deserved, right? And he definitely dramatically stared at someone with his robot face because he got a little competitive, right? That's fair. It's an auction. And Lefty was he had this heartfelt moment with Nova, which was a whole thing. And Flask infiltrated the safe. And then Skylar basically swapped our funds with Bart's, and we used Bart's money to buy what we ended up stealing anyway. So, just wasting the villain's resources. Love it. That's where we're at, I think, right?
Sounds about right.
Indeed, in fact, when it comes down to it, I'm going to say after you all have acquire such items, I'm gonna say several weeks had passed by. Everybody has regained full HP, whether it is kind of like through natural regeneration or through acquiring cellular help with the salty bulldogs or flying bulldogs, however y'all partake or see better.
I think that that this is such a ramshackle organization that there are different components with it. Some prefer the name Salty Dogs, some prefer Flying Bulldogs. So all of them are acceptable, and every time they bring it to a vote, the numbers change, but it's always locked in and tied.
Tell you all what. Put a vote in the chat. The closer we get to 10:30 ESP is what is literally the official name is what it's gonna be. And I'm fine either way. The long story short is this. As you all get together with your equipment, if you all do not mind giving you a small smidget of an interlude, Flask.
Yes, sir.
You evidently know, good sir, that given all the equipment you have acquired between the illustrious wormstone to the mushrooms you have gathered throughout the whole cavern experience, everything in between scavenging throughout Bart's domain, illustriously, it's almost like everything seems to plop together.
Okay.
And I definitely sent you a message privately. Let me know if you got that.
Let me pull that up. I did not have the chat open.
Since our hit points are returned, I assume our favors would be topped off as well, right?
Indeed, everyone would be topped off with HP and favors, whatever your character can give you. So, Ted, let me know if you have that particular message.
I do. I mean, it seems more like a verse or a riddle.
Indeed, good sir. So, with that, I'm gonna kind of allow because with a week to transpire, I'm going to allow kind of like a cut scene / interlude with interaction, all that good shit. As long as we have enough time to conclude tonight's session, I will allow it. But I will indeed start with you, good Sir Adams. With your extensive research, what you can definitely conclude, the item you have all acquired is an item that can be used with great destruction or great reconcile. I will allow the knowledge I have physically giving Flask to let you take it how you good wish, good sir.
All right. So, in shadows deep, where death does sleep, a stone of power secrets keep. Awakened bones unleash despair. With every touch, the dead repair. But wield with care, lest the darkness rise to rend the earth and tear the skies. Seek the portal near lunar tricks, where the six await a fate that sticks. So, is this something that like came to me in a dream? Is it written on the stone? Is it like, digital or physical text research that I've come across?
So, through extensive research of the wormstone, that is definitely something you have acquired through extensive research of the physical examinations of it all, whether it was like digital research, physical research, or whatever. It is everything you have acquired from the stone itself. And what you can get from this, give me a DR8 presence test.
Okay.
Don't fail this, please.
Yep. 14.
Great. So what you can get from this with negative issues is that, like, with this particular object, you have the ability to destroy a singular object or rebuild a singular object. There is not enough to go one way or the other. It is literally all or nothing. If you do not go the way of destruction or redemption, a particular way, that is what it is with this object and all its resources.
Right, so I would actually pull Skylar in. He actually, or they actually are, far more adept at some of this stuff. Like I'm great at tinkering and whatnot with a lot of different things, but when it comes to the sheer data.
And I would like to note, at this point, I kind of feel like, again, several weeks have gone by. Flask is disheveled, tired, sweaty, begrudging, and kind of like, man, you dude, come the fuck over here. immediately like type of attitude. You know what I'm saying, man?
Sure, absolutely.
You are up to the brim of all this bullshit before we
Sure.
go off in it.
Sure.
Can you recreate Jax?
Don't know.
Hmm.
So, Skylar,
Yeah.
I've been mucking around with this rock for quite some time, and I send you the thing that I had just read.
Huh.
It's got the ability to either like create or rebuild or destroy, but it seems not quite sure. Like maybe there's like a countdown, like it has to expend energy. But there's also this line, like I kind of pointed out, in the verse on a data pad. Seek the portal neath the lunar tricks, where the six await a fate that sticks. I mean, I know we're looking to, stick at the Bart and, kill that miserable SOB, but I'm a little worried about this stone that we've acquired.
Well, I definitely hate Bart with so much of my being, but also I agree. And I wonder with this, who are these six? Do we know anything about that? Do we know, does it say anything about why they're waiting? And who or what are they waiting for?
They could be waiting for the stone. It's all very, very confusing because it says, wield with care, let darkness rise, to rend the earth and tear the skies. That's where you're supposed to seek the portal to do that, or do you seek the portal to prevent that?
Well, that's what I'm not sure about. And this is talking about the earth, like ancient earth.
Well, I mean, some of these planets use earth to represent soil, the land itself. Like earth might not represent like that singular place, but like it's not capital E earth. It's
Oh. So if it's not the planet Earth and it's the element Earth, it's rending Earth and tearing the skies. It sounds like it's deconstructing matter, maybe. But then what I would also wonder why it mentioned specifically Earth and not water. So Carlos, being a technomaniac, I'm kind of like the equivalent of a mage in this setting, right? So I guess, does this world have like an idea of alchemy and four elements, or is that not so much of a thing?
It's not that it's more so much of a thing, but what question are you asking me?
Okay, so like there are different flavors of alchemy in our world, right? You have like the more Eastern alchemy where it's like fire, water, earth, air. You have
Or the
more
Western?
Western, which is like dry, wet, cold, hot. And then I'm wondering, is there like an idea of alchemy in this setting where maybe it's like, earth and air would represent like metal and electricity or something like that? Or is it like this wouldn't necessarily ping in that way to me?
So I kind of feel like your background would incline, it was asking about earth, air, water, is pertaining to the physical aspects of it. In other words, if quote quote all earth was to be eroded, it would be the withering of physical land, or if air was to be evaporated, it would be the absence of said atmosphere and so forth.
Okay.
So putting our heads together and possibly trying to use our time as wisely as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to read deeper into this than what you had planned. So whether I need a roll or whether my character's smart enough to figure it out or not smart enough to have a clue. But the first part just mentions like, all right, this is the power of the stone. It says, but wield with care, lest darkness rise. To rend the earth and tear the skies, seek out the portal, blah blah blah. So if I want to use it for destruction, would I be seeking out this place? Or if I want to, prevent destruction, do I seek out this place?
For so with several weeks of study and testing of this particular object, for a 3 bajillion chance this object can be used for one, absolute destruction, or absolute restoration of its particular life.
All right, but
That-
I don't have any specifics about how to use the creation of the rebuilding side.
You would know for short, regardless of what choice you take, it would be absolute. In other words, you can't finagle your way between, oh, I'm gonna choose restoration and maybe choose destruction, or choose destruction and choose restoration.
No,
it's one or the other.
That part. I get that part. I am like, in the hands of somebody else in the party, it would probably be like, all right, let's destroy something. That's, Flask is far more, while he's okay with some things breaking and dying, what have you, like, as in, a biochemist, I'm looking to create things, even if they're not always the best things in the world. So I want to use it for creation. Do I have any clue how to go about doing that? Does it require seeking out this place, or can I just,
So, given the week, it would require the same exact formulae, whether if it was to be between destruction or creation. All it would require is the complete use of one, the wormstone, two, the mushrooms acquired among the excavation you have went through.
So the stuff I have is the ingredients to make this thing work.
Indeed.
Okay. All right, great. So I'll share that all with Skylar. Like, are we on the same boat here that we should try and find out what Bart did with Jax's body and try to bring him back?
I think so. Yeah.
Well,
if this can work, maybe we don't have to look to these worms and stuff as a solution.
But do we turn to the others and share it if it's only a hope? I mean, like, I can't guarantee that it's going to work the way we want. I mean, this is potential, but I mean, this isn't exactly, a complete area of expertise. Well, yeah, I brought, the wrestler back. That was like more an immediate situation, not, it's been a couple of months.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder, is this particular object related at all to our jump initially? Like when we time traveled, right? Like, here's the thing. You are a biochemist, but the laws of science state that matter can't be created or destroyed. But we were transported. So do you think that if destruction happens, it just moves stuff to another timeline?
That's, time is not anything that I have any real experience with. there are far more anomalies in our universe than we've had a chance to really explore. The concept of an alternate timeline seems, as much as we've seen and done, almost ridiculous to me. Much more ridiculous than we came across an anomaly and were catapulted and frozen through time, or combination of the two, and now we're just re-entering atmosphere, just back in a time frame different than when we left.
Yeah. I think
others. Go ahead.
No, you want. I was just going to say that I think that we should bring everyone else into this too, because all of us worked to get this, right? And obviously, you and I are operating on wildly different wavelengths as far as thought patterns of how this works. So maybe if we bring the others into it, they can offer other perspectives.
You understand, if we bring in as much as I'm willing to put my life for the Legion. You guys are all I have, but Mara and Lefty, they're gonna be like, all right, we use it to kill Bart, get our revenge. If we don't know that it can guarantee to bring back Jax, they're gonna be like, let's destroy and get our revenge. And I don't think this has the ability to kill Bart, but I really feel that they are far more competent and confident in destruction than they are in creation.
I mean, that's fair, and you and I are very much about creation, but that doesn't mean their opinion's less valid.
Sure, but if we bring in everybody and we put it to a vote, I kind of fear that the side of destruction will win, and I don't think that's what this stone wants to do.
Well,
just that's my 2 cents. If you think we need to bring in everybody, then we bring in everybody, because I value your opinion.
My opinion is that if the tables were turned, you would want to be brought in and get your opinion heard, right? If we are a Legion, we have to stick together, even if we disagree. Even if we don't necessarily see eye to eye on something, even if we do need to put it to a vote, I think it's important that everybody gets their fair say. Like you said, we only have each other. We don't have a lot else. And if we were to exclude them, I think we'd be doing a disservice to the one bond we have left in the world, in any world.
All right. So you finish your sentence, but in the frazzled state that Flask is in, he's already, I don't know what kind of device we have for comms, but I signal everybody, tell everybody where I'm at. Like, look at your rapid pace when you get a chance. I want to get everybody together. I got some news to share.
I would definitely say for 3 billion% fact, this is a sort of comms that is used for like high frequency alerts. This is not something to be used willy fucking nilly. You know what I mean?
And
this is some.
you told me I'm sleep deprived and frazzled, so that's what
I would definitely say, like, even though you are sleep deprived, frazzled, kind of on your edge, you're kind of like, yeah, fuck it, this is what matters type of comms, and you're kind of like shoveling out to the highest frequency you can alert to the rest of your Legion. And regardless of where they are, regardless of what they're doing, regardless of whether they are partaking in at that moment, they all get the signal, hey, or please put your 2 cents on what they've received on.
I just did. It's like, all right, as soon as you can get here, there's some information that needs to come out to the whole Legion. This is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. After everyone's receiving all that, how are you all receiving it?
Well, we'll go. I will go grab Nova and go to assemble.
Hmm.
Of course, he's gonna grab Nova.
Of course.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm going to finish touching up my clown makeup and work my way over there.
You obviously have had your nose returned to you by now.
Oh yes, yes.
Just making sure that was fully disclosed.
Maybe, or every time Flash sees Buckaroo, he's like, "Got your nose, got your nose."
It is back.
Love it. It is back in full fashion, my fellows.
Right. So as the I send the comm, I'll just put the wormstone in the middle of the table and just kind of like sit back. And I imagine like Skylar's whether Skylar does anything to hide it or not, I imagine that there's a little bit of agitation. The fact that I just calmed everybody when you're standing in the room with me. Please feel free to, give your reaction to that.
Skylar, knowing that Flask is very tired, is like, and goes and retrieves whatever the equivalent of a cup of coffee is, and just like half shoves it into his chest.
It would just be coffee, but go for it.
And it's just like, drink this before they get here, please.
And he just kind of sits back and kind of just is staring at the stone. And I don't have any look of irritation. I'm not agitated at this response. But it's almost a level of impatience at like seeking a resolution. And it's here. And there's just a hurdle that's in our way. We just have to get through it.
So what's going on, Flask? And by the way, you look like shit.
Thanks for noticing. Once everybody arrives, all right, this is the stone that Bart wanted. And I've been monkeying around with it, doing some research, doing some testing on it. And I can reread it if everybody wants, but I've gone through it twice now, I think. But I parrot that, that phrase or that verse for everybody.
That sounds like a fleshbag children's rhyme.
What's
Is
it
this
mean?
something that you would have read to your children at bedtime?
I've never heard this thing before. But what I've been able to ascertain, what I was able to find out, is the stone has power, and it can be used to do one of two really big things. And then it seems like it'll lose its function. It can either like fully restore something, or it can really destroy something.
So we could like bring back the Kansas.
Or we could bring back Jax.
Well, that's a person. That's not a thing.
Potentially.
If Jax was brought back, he would be a rotting mess.
Do we need Jax to make Jax come back?
I would imagine in order to rebuild the thing, you have to have an essence of the thing.
I put my hands over Nova's ears and kind of like mouth, "This is how we get zombies."
And we don't want zombies.
I know that we have a strong desire to put Bart down. And I have the backup plan of force feeding him, and I'll lift up the vial of nightmares.
Yep. Speaking of Bart, I can't believe he hasn't come looking for us.
There have been many attempts throughout the auction throughout this week of several how can I say inquiries of particularly Skylar and Mara of like these are high priority targets. In fact, the bounties have went up twice original amount, the twice original kind of value. Instead of 5,000 dead, it's 10,000 dead and 20,000 alive. Like there has been significant endeavors throughout the entire wasteland. In fact, you have all heard of several crimes that have been throughout potential areas where bots or humans or anyone in between have been infiltrated, potential kind of like allies of suspect to be falsified. Those particular individuals have definitely been what's the word I can appropriately use? Dead is what I'll use. They've been definitely been wasted for the most point. Whether if it was through police activity or through other anonymous means through the underworld, take it as how you all see fit. But all I can say for 4 is that without the capture of Mara and Skylar, and with the disappearance of the said stone, there has definitely been an uprise in the community where things have definitely not have gotten better.
So, I know Bart's been itching to solve our little conundrum here. But it is what it is. I think trying to see if we can get this to work is going to be that's my opinion. I think we should try and bring Jax back, but
If this can
Skylar says that everybody should weigh in.
Well,
if this can do it once, what makes Jax the most important of all of the humans to bring back?
Well, we did kind of promise Nova that we would get him.
He means something to us personally, and we're the ones making the decision. Ergo, that's what makes him special.
he gave us a ride out when we really needed it, or we'd all be dead, and we'd need like 5 of these, and someone to care enough about us to use it. That's all I got.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, right now we could drain the stone's power. Lefty or Mara could be, completely human again. Oh no, Mara's all robot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lefty, you could be entirely human again if you wanted. We could, look at some of these ramshackle buildings and have something be really immaculate amongst a town of shit.
You also know, Flask, restoration of Jax himself is not off the table, assuming this dude is not dog meat.
Yeah, and I put that out there. But I until you use the stone, I don't know how much energy it's going to take, what it's going to entail. I'm able to figure out that I've got stuff to make it work, and I'm pretty sure I can make it work once. That's all I can guarantee. So,
So did in all that, did you mention anything about us like wanting to use you thinking we might have wanted to use it to destroy Bart?
I didn't say. I said it could be used to destroy things or to create or rebuild. I did not specifically call out anything about what I thought your opinions would be to you guys, or oh yeah, let's go kill Bart with it. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to double check.
Sure.
You have all gotten from the conversation with Flask, not to disclose anything or like hide anything neither, since this is the last session. You can use this to either absolute destroy something or absolute restore something. No in betweens. I will let the party decide.
So I know we want to bring Jax back and all, but could we like restore civilization with this? Like, is that a thing?
And that is an abstract concept. That is not a thing.
I'm pretty
Could
sure.
we restore our timeline and restore where we left off in our previous time? Although you would then be indentured to Grimm Industries.
Pass. Hard pass.
Yeah,
I have a question. We're done with that.
Is it that this destroys all of a single thing, or is it that it destroys one thing? Now, let me clarify what I mean by that. So, like, if we were to say all the worms in the multiverse because worm, would that work? Or is it more like this would destroy a single worm or a single building?
I think it's destroy that.
You know, for in fact, it would be to destroy a singular object in the universe, now, not a whole theory.
Isn't the Grimm like a hive mind thing? So, like, does that make them one singular thing?
So I imagine it's probably like a physical thing, like a single physical thing. Oh my gosh, Carlos, you basically just gave us this game's equivalent to a wish.
So no insight roll needed. If you were to just say, hey, I want to destroy the whole hive mind, you know that would not be possible with the wormstone. It will be to destroy one thing connected to said hive mind, etc., etc., etc.
And it has to restore something that already existed. It can't like make a thing exist that does not exist, right?
Indeed. Long story short, there's more game left.
Okay, right. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, you know, I can't just be like, I want to invent a machine that will bring back the dead, and then now I can make it because it'll just assemble it for me, you know?
Well, yeah, restoration doesn't mean like making the thing that doesn't exist.
Perhaps we should save this for when we truly need it.
Hey, and then if we don't need it, we can bring Jax back.
Yes.
So how much of Jax do we need to restore Jax?
You would know from Flask's observation the entire thing. The entire corpse.
Okay. Can you refresh me what he actually did to Jax? Did he just shoot him?
Cut his head off.
He did not cut his head off, but he indeed shot him twice. One in the leg, one in the chest, for sure. Which would indeed, as you all know, would kill an individual.
Okay.
So it seems like a next order of business is to find out what he would have done with Jackson's corpse.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be ripe about this time. Sorry, kid.
But he also wouldn't have a lot of reason to keep it. So maybe we look for Jax's corpse. And I would like to put down my visor, and the nanobots start swirling around me. And I want to use my True North ability to find Jax's corpse.
Absolutely. Please
Okay.
roll me. DR8 presence test.
Okay.
Don't roll
I
one.
kind of feel like you're gonna pass along. You're gonna roll
I
one.
got a 9 on the die. So plus 6.
Six.
So 15.
So you know for certain, as you're looking for one of your past legionnaires, this data almost gets to you more than late than expected. Almost like your nanobots are fighting hard to get through said atmosphere.
Ooh.
It's almost like each foot, kilometer, mile, your nanobots climb between each week just to reach that. The object you are looking for in this particular instance is far up in the stratosphere.
Oh.
I'm sorry, did he blast him into space?
Oh,
Oh.
that's good. That would help preserve his corpse.
It would.
Okay. So I will convey this information to the party. And then I will say, so I think we need a ship.
Do we still have that cred stick jacked into the Bart's bank account?
No, it was the paddle. It wasn't the cred stick.
He's
Oh.
probably refreshed his ice anyway, so
It was really tied into that one instance, and since the week passed, you guys know he'd been things out. But what I would definitely say, if it regards getting into the stratosphere, you all definitely know for sure Crow owes Lefty a favor, or rather a bet, if you will, in regards to
Okay.
saying like, "Hey, I promise you the use of my particular ship."
Oh, I thought it was a plane, though. I didn't think it was a ship.
It was a whole ship, bro.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So
In that
And I-
case,
and an option is we could go ice Bart and then deal with this.
no, I think we should get Jax back first. Prioritize that. And of course, I would think if I was Jax, I would totally want to be there when Bart gets his payback.
I mean, you all know is all or nothing. You either restore something or destroy something, no in betweens. With
Yes.
with flasks, the description on said object. In other words, I as the dungeon masters, I'm gonna be flat out and blunt. Destroy something or create something. That is it. Have
Now
with it
create something or restore something, because
create I'm sorry, restore or destroy something. Excuse my words. Restore or destroy. That is what you all got on the table.
yeah, I am entirely down with trying to do this without it and then just bringing Jax back if it isn't necessary to use it during the adventure.
We could restore the Totobot.
No, what is wrong with you? Are you mocking me?
That I thought that was funny.
He is
It was.
Somebody needs to do a diagnostic on your brain juice.
We could restore my brain.
I think his brain is on point because that was hilarious.
So what is it? We gonna kamikaze Bart or go get Jax? I say we go get Jax.
I vote Jax.
I do not care either way.
I vote Jax.
All right, Crow.
I'm the
I go off to go get Crow and get his ship.
While he does that, Skylar makes meaningful eye contact with Flask.
So
That's all. Because he assumed everybody was going to be all for destroying Bart, and then everybody voted Jax.
sure.
So
I don't need no stupid mystical item to destroy Bart. We got a
No,
bunch of-
I will be disappointed if I don't get to break his skull with my own 2 hands.
We got a bunch of
TBH.
grenades, and we just need some Vaseline. We'll get
So-
this job done.
as all this goes off, and I'm assuming you are off talking very cavalierly, Nova hears through kind of the Discord, if you will, in the chatter, and no insight roll needed. Lefty, Mara, Skylar, Flask, Buckaroo. You can all see for a moment she almost wants to cheer for the resurrecting of Jax, but I kind of feel like with the interaction, Skylar, Mara, and Lefty would know best. She does not know how to particular feel if Jax was to come back with her new connection with Lefty.
Oh.
Can we tell
And-
this is what
They
she's thinking?
You guys definitely know. So, I definitely know Buckaroo doesn't give a fuck, and Lefty Flash gives negative fucks, even less than Buckaroo. He's like, man, science. But
I was never, exactly connected to Jax like, some of the other crew, but like
He only
I'd
saved
much
your
rather-
life. I mean, he was trying to salvage our ship, but
I would say with the interactions that Skylar and Mara and Lefty definitely have, like, again, no check needed. You guys realize how she feels conflicted between having her quote quote new foster father and old foster father being resurrected, and all this new jazz happening at the same exact time, and trying to deal with said emotions. With that, I'm gonna go and grab more juice in my cup. All right, I'll let you guys deal with this emotional conundrum as we get into the new phase of this campaign.
I will nudge Skylar slightly. I do think that you and Lefty are the best to handle this one, but just make sure that she knows that it's okay for him to join us too. They can both be part of the same legion. We don't have to split ways.
Right. Yeah. That must be really hard for her to have to face and think about.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
whoa, what are you
everything's
guys
so
talking
interesting.
about?
So Skylar will fill Lefty in on what is going through her head.
Yo,
And then-
whoa! It's only because we both have the mechy parts and fleshy parts. That's it. Like, I'm looking out for the kid, but once Jax is back, Jax is going to have to resume his responsibilities.
And he can do that with us if he wants.
Right? Like,
Well,
who's
yeah,
to
we
say
were already
don't-
we were already crewing together. We were literally flying his ship until he didn't have a ship anymore.
All right. Then one big family it is. This doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah, he
Right.
just has to get us a new ship.
It does take a village. I mean, there's definitely a way that could keep us together. Like buying somebody a new bike for ages and ages and never actually buying it. That's a great way to start a family. Pokemon fans know what I'm talking about. But okay. So Lefty, do you want to talk to her or do you want me to?
You know, I feel like this delicate, touchy-feely stuff is more of your thing.
Okay. So Skylar will go up to Nova and just be like, hey,
What's
what
up?
you thinking?
I mean, we're gonna kill the son of a bitch, right? That's what Lefty told me.
I mean, eventually,
That's what you all said told me.
but just because Jax comes back doesn't mean we go anywhere.
Almost like she's drinking a cup of water. Jack's coming back? What?
He was there for the conversation.
She was there for the whole conversation.
She was not there for the whole conversation.
I brought her
Oh, I
with
thought
me.
Lefty said he brought her.
Oh, she kind of heard was, let's just say, incredulous. Like, you mean that ass? What?
Well, if everything goes according to plan, and assuming that Flasks and my magical interpretations are accurate, then there is a very good chance that we will have one person bigger in our motley family.
But what about you, Amara? Wouldn't that leave a hit on you guys out forever?
Oh, no, we fully intend to also kill Bart at some point in the future.
You definitely know, Skylar, that's BS what you just spewed out. The stone will either kill Bart or restore a life.
Oh, no.
No, we're gonna go kill
We're
Bart
gonna kill him
ourselves.
We're gonna do it ourselves without the stone. That's the plan.
We don't need no stinking stone.
I'm telling you, as the dungeon master, that's not on the table.
Really?
We believe in ourselves.
Why?
So is it because he's like genetically modified and he can't be
Well,
destroyed?
we don't know that.
We don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
Besides, there are so many things we could do to him that are so much worse than dying.
That's true.
Flask would definitely, throughout his weeks of research, Flask would definitely let you guys know this is an all or nothing deal. You said object to destroy Bart or restore Jack's life, aka everything Skylar's been asking for. There is negative in between.
Yeah, we understand that. We're going after Jax.
Yeah, we're still gonna go after
Go
Jax.
with the program, GM.
But yeah, we are
Okay,
I still tell her like we are not done with Bart, but we want to do something to help Jax.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you go ahead, you go.
I was just gonna say the only reason that we want to kill that man so badly is because he killed Jax.
Yeah.
And if we know that he is well protected, why not come back later after we've had time to build up a better arsenal? We have a ship, we have Jax, we go travel the verse until we are a more formidable party.
There is impossible to do right now, and there is impossible to do, period. And I think this is the former.
We're just going to get a better ship and build a cage on the outside of it and keep him in it.
So, okay. So yeah, he'll just she'll talk to Nova and be like, look, regardless of what happens, we are going to take every challenge one at a time. And we are going to stick together no matter what. Because that's what a legion does.
Without you even finishing your sentence, Nova gives you a big ass hug. Like
Tyler will pat her on the back with the enormous gauntlet.
clunk, 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 as she feels it.
You'll be okay. Everything's going to be better. Everything always gets better. Eventually.
As you say that, she kind of lessens on her grip. as you say, everything is better. You feel it gets loosened. And then eventually she sort of embraces almost kind of like instinctual to your reaction, and then just lets it be as it will for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Skylar is fully aware that nobody else in this world buys into the optimism bit. That's okay. They are fine with this. So yeah, Skylar is ready to go out. We'll get everybody situated, all the business. Whatever I need to do to help. I presume Lefty's in charge here because he's the pilot. Or Buckaroo, because Buckaroo's the least attached and kind of the computer master.
I think Lefty should probably pilot the vehicle.
I feel like Buckaroo is just trying to guarantee that Nova stays fatherless.
Am I safe to assume through times of discussion, you are all going to go through the original plan you have all devised, which I will reiterate, you have all concocted without me bringing it up, aka watch the previous sessions, y'all. This particular lesion, quote framing Mara and Sky are like, hey y'all, we fucking caught these dudes. Take a look at this. Or are you guys going a different route?
We are going to go find Crow and borrow his ship, and we're going to follow true north to wherever Jax is.
Indeed. Crow says to all, you guys all have an interesting plan for what I can devise. Can we ensure, as he looks around, Bart's destruction on this?
We don't tell him the plan. He's not part of our legion. We're just cashing in on. He said I could borrow his plane.
Perception, presence test, lovely.
All right, presence
12.
test. That's a 13 on the die.
You managed to bullshit your way enough, just enough to be like, he look at you like, Bart is a plague upon this land. His death means much to all of us.
And also, as far as I know, Flask only told his legion, us, what the stone actually does. So.
Yep. Indeed. Indeed. Crow says to you, carry with you all our hopes and dreams for a better life. Please fly on, as he gives you to what's equivalent to the keys to the ship.
Nice.
Please destroy this bastard Bart, so we can live on for a better life.
It is definitely one of our top priorities.
Indeed. As he literally lets you go.
Once we are out of his earshot, I am so looking forward to being off of this rock. The people here are sadder than an emo bot.
So, is this ship an upgrade from Jax's ship?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of.
Do we have a room? Do we actually have a chamber with an airlock now that isn't the one we're all sitting in?
Have you seen what's the word? Ragnarok, Thor.
Yep.
So basically, the dude shipped his little party ship and whatnot. That's what you guys have.
All right.
Yeah, it's a little bit about like that. You guys have enough room for an airlock if you guys so happen to need one. It's a tiny airlock, but airlock nonetheless.
Well, we have crazy plans we come up with, and they require airlock sometimes.
They do. We need that. Yes, please. A plus. Let's go.
You definitely have an airlock, a tiny airlock, but an airlock nonetheless.
Perfect. We just need to be able to launch emo bots out of it.
One emo bot one emo bot per turn, but
For
yeah.
Bart.
All right, so I will jack into the ship and I will ask Skylar for his help. And basically, what kind of security does Crow have in this thing? Is what I want to try and figure out, and I want what Skylar's help with.
Oh, can I remap the security to us and not Crow?
BR-14 presence, but I assume it's be easy enough. Assuming, and if you don't make it, obviously use a favor or whatever.
Well, did we recover our favors?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, perfect. I'm using a favor. I rolled a 5.
What is your bonus?
+6.
+6, so that's an 11. So
you can
don't
use a favor
re-roll.
to.
There we go.
Don't re-roll.
Yeah, use a favor to load VR.
Oh, I can do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do that.
then that will definitely work. How are you interacting with the ship?
I imagine that because Dave's the one that suggested this, that Skylar starts like cursing, which is the cue that like when Skylar starts whispering curses and very creative profanities, that this is the cue for Lefty to know that Skylar is encountering trouble while hacking. And then I don't know, Dave, if you're willing to afford me just a bit of creative license. I imagine that Lefty probably just hollers over his shoulder like some obscure thing he observed about Crow and is like, try this as the password. And then just like it works.
1, 2, 3, 4 password. He's a simple kind of guy. He never changes the default. You know it.
Good stuff. So as you all hack through, you gain interface with the ship very effortlessly. As Bart, you can hear Bart over the comms. Come. I hear you have something good for me. Let's make this quick and easy for everybody. I have much business to attend to. The faster we can get through this, the better.
Oh, this is why we haven't heard from him.
You go through his security field. You guys go through several checkpoints. Lefty, Skylar, Flask, Buckaroo, Mara. I am going to very much assume you are all 1,000,000,000% on your shit. You guys can feel as Jax's crow ship pass through each individual checkpoint. I don't know how it feels because we don't live in, the year 2300 or whatever, but like you guys can physically feel through each checkpoint everything happening by as you guys get closer and closer and closer to the docking bay. As you all know, by the time you all reach the center, every single thing you have equipped down to the molecule has been scanned. As you all make your way through the docking bay.
That was invasive.
Indeed.
So what are we docking? Is it another ship? Another ship? A space station?
You're docking into a space station, per se.
And that's where True North led?
Indeed. And you all see as you guys are letting yourselves out.
Whether also, just to be clear, Nova's with us.
Okay.
Because we're never going back.
Sure thing.
Yep.
One way or another.
So as you all see, you all come out one way or another. You all see a large, lumptuous, very voluptuous Bart hanging around one way or another, saying, I'm so happy you can bring my prey to me. As he looks off to Mara and Skylar, he looks specifically to Mara and says, I cannot wait to kill you and revive you and to kill you again.
As he's saying that, can I do something?
You may, but it would definitely tip off his guards that are with him.
That's all right. This guy's like totally weird and like creeping me out.
Says the emo bot clown.
Right? I don't know if you recall, but 3 or 4 or 5 episodes ago, I got a tribute that I do not know what it does. It's called Tribute Number 10. That's the only information that you gave me, and I'd like to activate it.
5 seconds, dog. I need to bust out my handbook. 5 seconds, dog. I need a reference to what it does.
So,
I don't know which one it was because there's 2 different number 10s.
I want to get the kid at Nova on the comm. Like, hey,
tell you
kid.
what.
Hey kid. There may only be one way for us to get Jax back, and that is through Bart now. I know you've been resisting this, but it might be time for you to get in touch with that thing you have. It's part of you. You need to embrace it. It may be the only way we get through Bart and get Jax back.
But what about you?
What about us? We need to get Jax back, and we're going to need every tool in the toolbox, every weapon in our arsenal. We need you to step up for Jax.
No insight roll needed. She's literally a 12-year-old kid being literally asked between one daddy or the other daddy. She is literally internally conflicted. Hey, Buccarino, why don't you give me
Presence test?
No, not even that. You just roll me a D20, give me odds or evens.
I am even.
Cool. So as all this happens, literally the entire room of gravity just fucks up at this moment in time. You see Bart and his men kind of you see one of his men kind of like float off into the ceiling for a moment. His other one is kind of like dangling. You see Bart hanging from the launch bay area, but refitting himself almost to kind of like Lefty's wet dream of like seeing Bart's wheelchair like apparatus float off, and you see kind of like two teeny weeny legs, like, almost Deadpool, like kick off, like oh shit.
I'm gonna try and lock my treads in to try and not float off.
You hear DR14 presence test for that one? Because you're activating this one.
That is actual 14. Plus 2 is 16.
Almost like you're kind of like, oh fuck, shit. You gravitate yourself down to the wheels, the area, and not knowing what's going on. Bart kind of apologizes. Apologies, says his legs are his teeny weeny little Deadpool legs are dangling off, saying, "All right, you're making it look bad." Apologies.
What is wrong with your space station?
Kind of looks at you. Nothing. As far as I can tell. He's kind of floating off. Is it safe to assume at this moment, again, Mara and Skylar is there, just undisguised, flat there. He looks at Skylar. I cannot wait to make sure you feel every lash, every torment I have ever felt. Then he looks over to Mom.
Skylar will kiss their middle finger and blow it and say, "Not till you take me to dinner first."
Give me a defense roll.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I deserve it. Okay, that's 13 plus 3, 16. Or plus 2, I lied, 15. I looked
Good
at
enough.
my toughness.
Good enough. So you see Bart's fist flying through the air, almost like he's gonna punch you, but almost like the gravity lifts off. Like,
Is his fist actually disconnected?
his fist literally tried to punch you in the face, but his fist just went off, and he's kind of playing it off just to be coy in front of his men.
Can I catch it?
I think he just punched you. I don't think he rocket punched you.
Oh, I thought he
Yeah.
rocket punched me.
No, he didn't rocket punch you. He just kind
never
of like
mind. I was gonna
he kinda-
just steal his arm then.
he kind of just went for a swing and he's missed. Like,
Oh,
almost
okay,
like
gotcha.
the gravity goes around, and as he goes around your head, he wraps his arm around Mara, and he says straight to Mara, "I cannot wait." I'm sorry, you're saying something, Robin?
Can I punch him while he's talking?
Yes,
I want to cut him off.
yes, exactly.
Sure thing. Give me. I'm assuming punch. Strength test.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. I have favors. I am determined.
Yep.
I got 17 on the die.
So, as you give a literally wallop right to his nose, almost like punching a squirrel right in the nose. He just bleeds out for a moment, and it trickles down to his nose, down to his lips.
We're not friends. Do you understand that? Don't touch me.
He looks at you, licks his own blood. "I cannot wait to kill you." and bring you back to life.
Yeah. We've heard it before.
We're gonna start with this one, fellas.
This guy
So-
likes to hear himself talk.
Do I know what the lightning in the bottle that we stole from the auction is?
Indeed, you know it can be used as a source of energy or as an attack. So, at this point in time, I will let everybody know. No role necessary. I'm just gonna let you know one person to another. Bart does not expect anyone part of this legion other than Mara and Skylar to be part of anything. You prisoners, if you will, while the rest of the legion is just like bounty hunters and whatnot that have actually succeeded on said capture.
You know what? OOCly speaking, if you guys just want to leave me behind, I'm fine with that. If you guys if you can get away, and just go live free or whatever, unhunted, I'm okay with that outcome if that's what you decide you want to do.
How many guards does Bart have there with him?
12. This dude comes strapped. Negative, roll needed. This dude comes strapped with his shit.
Well, I think we should focus on the guards first. Or
Alright.
so we're inside. Basically we came through the hangar. Well, it's a space station, right? We came through the hangar. Is Jax's corpse here, or is it someplace else?
Nay, it is not here right now.
Okay. Flask, I'm gonna need to borrow those grenades, and by borrow I mean you're never gonna see them again. I'm going to take the grenades from Flask, and I am going to put them to one of the exterior walls. And attach them there, and then kick off the wall to head back towards the rest of the Legion. Hey, Flask, why don't you hit that wall with that lightning in a bottle right there? And also you might want to head for the airlock. And I'm going to drop my visor because I'm basically in mech armor that has an air supply.
We are all in the airlock at this point.
No, I understand. I'm trying to tell him to head for the other side where it's not going to decompress if we blow a hole in it. My plan is to blow a hole in the wall to get rid of the guards.
That's fine, man. I'm just here doing my normal DM shit, but you do your thing, man.
So, Flask, what I would recommend is you go back towards the ship, and before you close the airlock behind you, you blast
Sure.
the grenades. Skylar, does Skylar have a way to breathe in a vacuum?
Nay, no one does.
Well, there's two of them that don't need to breathe, and I'm in a mech.
Anyone that needs to breathe in a vacuum needs to not be able to breathe in a vacuum.
So,
literally.
Yeah, so Skylar and Flask need to head towards the ship.
And you.
No, the armor is contained. It's self-contained. It's tier 3.
Yeah.
Tier 3, tier 5, tier 6, 7, 8, 10. You're still you got biomechanic parts, right?
No, it's not my body. It's the armor that I'm wearing is a mech suit that's sealed, that has its own air. It's like a spacesuit.
It's true.
You have 6 seconds with that if you wanted,
Sure.
aka 1 turn. 6 seconds, 1 turn.
That's fine.
Nothing can. It's a scientific fact. Nothing can withstand the vacuum of space. Scientific fact. So you got 6 seconds.
All right, that's
You
fine.
understand? We're playing a game here, right? You understand that?
No,
I'm
but
aware.
whatever. So just that's the plan.
Get it.
I'll let you do what you
So-
want.
Yep.
6 seconds.
So when we say nothing, we mean Bart too, right?
Bart has his own contingencies. You can indeed assume whatever y'all want to assume.
All right. Well, that's the plan. What do we got? What do we got to do to execute?
The question is, what do you want to do?
Well, he already said it. Like he wants to attach the things to the wall. We get our setup, and I shoot the lightning. But it's got to be, under the premise that those of us that need to be able to breathe, I'm not going to fire until everybody's in a position to be instantly moving towards where we're not going to die.
You would all know at this exact moment in time, that is not adjectivated. That is not, optimal. And I'm assuming you all don't want to get murked at this exact second.
This is accurate.
So Skylar and Flask move towards the ship.
Yeah.
The DM is telling us that this plan will not work.
Okay. So we can't just blow the hole in the ship and run and get to Jax's body. This is the confrontation that has to happen previous to getting Jax.
Not even I'll let you guys do whatever it is you guys want to do, but if you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to jump in lava and assume I survive," no, that's not going to happen either. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I will work in the world of Ascraven.
That's fine. Let's just execute the plan.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna
That is how this group operates.
Yeah, we are chaos.
I noticed.
As upon hearing this through our communicators, because I assume we're talking quietly through the communicators.
Yep.
I would like to locate whatever meat bag is closest to me, or in the direction, and release my lock with the ground and use the blaster that I had to shoot to try and give me a little propulsion towards that way to then grab a flesh bag and drag them with me.
Absolutely. As you kind of catapult your way towards one particular meat bag, he gets you.
And by meat bag, I mean a member of our party. I don't want to bring one of the bodyguards onto our ship.
I was assuming you were gonna skewer wearing Bart's meat bags.
No, I want to pew and try and grab somebody else and use that momentum to drag them with me.
What do you want to pick?
Who is closest?
Probably Flask.
Okay, I will grab Flask then.
So how are you all projecting yourselves?
I'm bending the triangular treads up on the tiptoes of them and releasing the magnetism that was holding it down, and then using the blaster to shoot off in the opposite direction and hoping that pressure will give me a little.
So Bart yells up, "This wasn't part of the agreement." You can easily all see he is going off hostilities. Everybody roll me initiative.
He said agreement. I bet he made an agreement with the dude who we asked the favor of. I bet this is a setup.
16.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, I got an 18 base. What is it a plus agility?
Yep.
30-20.
Nice.
Nice.
15.
Ten. Flask got a 9. 30, 20. Yep, I already got that calculated. Okay. Noise. So Bart is going first as who's fair to say closest to them? Lefty or Mara? Mara or Skylar?
Don't matter. I'm cool. I can
I'm
be
gonna say-
closest. I have a
gonna say-
melee weapon.
I'm gonna say Skylar. As he kind of grabs your skull, you feel the pulsating of your skull cracking upon you.
Do I get defense roll against it?
16. Go for it, baby.
Okay. I'm going to use a favor because I didn't like that one. That's better. That is a 16 exactly.
So as you are absorbing everything Bart is dishing out, you almost feel your spine collapse. Almost like a child breaking a bird's skull. You feel it coming upon your entire spine. You know for a fact, if it wasn't for that roll, you would be dead.
Okay.
And almost like Bart's like, you're much more resilient than I can give off. No matter. That means more fun. As he kind of like flicks you off to the side.
Okay.
With that, that's gonna put one of Bart's henchmen, Garf, in next in the initiative. As he kind of shoots off around over at Lefty. You've been talking a lot. And he shoots off. Please give me a defense roll.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Alrighty. 4 points.
That's what I got too.
All right, so almost like as he kind of blasts off, you're like absorbing every single bit of damage off your machine exterior. That's gonna put Skylar next on the initiative.
Okay. So I want to run through my logic here and you tell me what works and what doesn't. Okay.
Sure thing.
So my perception is Bart is essentially anime villain levels of bad. So we are not going to be able to beat him by ourselves. So my thought process is because as OOC, Vast Grimm is grimdark magic sci-fi punk, and tributes are a thing that can be perverted, right? I have a dark tribute that is directly and we said whenever I first got it, I incorporated it into my claw. What I want to try to do is hack my own tribute to pervert it. So instead of healing, I want to basically grab onto Bart. It's probably going to sacrifice my character at the same time. I want to make the nanobots eat him and me probably in the process instead of heal. that's my thought process here. What do you think?
I'm just gonna require a DR18 roll.
Okay, I have one more favor. I'm caring about this a
Presence.
lot, and I'm going to throw it to Chance. I have a really high presence. So we'll see if I can get this. Oh, I'm not even kidding. I got an 18 on the die. So
Happy
plus
birthday,
6 is
Steven.
24.
Yes.
Right.
Skylar is going to be like, you guys have seen this look in Skylar before, where they just do not give a fuck. And it is like their defiance has taken over because defiant, rebellious, reckless, those are my misspent youth things and everything. And Skylar will just look at everybody and say, I love you. And then you watch as the claw comes out and Skylar will dig the claw back into Bart's face. And I want to try to start having the nanobots just pour into his orifices.
As that happens and everything's pouring in, he is 100% looking at you. 100% his attention is looking at you. Unfazed, he states, I am stronger than you. And all you have to give. His turn. Or his response to your interaction.
Okay, is it working? Does it look like I got the thing?
You got his attention, for sure.
Did I get my nanobots to do the thing I wanted?
Let's say
Did I
sure.
pervert them, basically?
Let's say sure.
Okay.
What you think happened.
Okay. So I'm the anti-healer now, people.
Sure.
That's what I got. That's all I got for my turn.
It's gonna be Ender's turn. He's gonna shoot a shotgun off at you. Give me a defense roll, Skylar.
Oh, that is probably not going to make it. That's a 7.
Can you take 1 point of damage?
I can roll my armor, and
If you
absorb
can
2.
If you're gonna roll more than 1, that's fine. So as you take the blast, you kind of take it. It's gonna be Mara's turn.
I have new headphones and they're doing that thing where I can't figure out how to mute them all the time. I'm gonna have to get used to it. So I would like to come up on the other side and just start digging in from behind, I want to lay into the back of this guy's head because we're both screwed anyway. We have the bounties on our heads. He knows our faces. We're the ones he wants. I figure, if we're keeping him busy, this isn't the objective. Everybody else can go get the body and get done. So I'm gonna attack. Let's go.
Sure thing. Let's say you get a natural 20, in fact, on your attack roll. As you attack through, he seems completely unbothered as he looks at you.
I know what this is.
I'll get with you soon, don't you worry.
Yeah, assuming that you have the time. I'm just talking shit at this point. I know this isn't going anywhere, but we're keeping him busy.
As he talks off this, a bunch of smoke comes off his breath with that last retort as kind of like it just clouds your face for a moment. It doesn't necessarily do anything, but it's definitely nasty. Lefty, it's going to be your turn next.
Can I? Is there in this game? Is there like a hold action?
Sure thing.
Can I drop my initiative down to below flasks?
You may. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm not going to do what I'm going to do until after flask goes.
Well, you got to tell me you got to do at least. You got to hold your holding, right?
Yeah. So the triggering action is when flask detonates the grenades. I'm going to launch myself at Bart.
Sure thing. Buckaroo, is your turn.
Is this the turn where I did the shot and I'm trying to grab Flask and drag him with me through the anti-gravity? Or was that the beginning? Was that last turn, and I can successfully do that and do something else this turn?
Sure thing. You can do that. What's your target?
That to shoot at something or to get to the ship?
You're shooting. Are you shooting just in the air or the projectile?
Well, I was hoping it was do the propulsion, but I will try and shoot at Bart if that's going to put me in the right trajectory to float towards the ship.
Sure thing. Let's say both happens. You shoot at Bart. He's unfazed, not bothered, not whatever. Like, all right, whatever. Bullets.
Yep.
And you're floating in the trajectory you wanted to float towards.
Yeah. Was I able to grab on with the other hand, clamp on
Absolutely.
to Ted? I mean, to
absolutely the Flask. Yes, you were absolutely able to do so.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Flask's turn.
All right. The lightning in a bottle. Is that an area? Is that like a literal lightning bolt scenario if I open it up and use it as a weapon?
Before you splooge your whole load, I'm literally going to remind you, dog, the rhyme you got off the entire stone.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not depower Bart, it doesn't matter. You have a choice to either depower Bart or make your things happen with your stuff. So if you want to keep throwing everything at this dude, by all means, go at it. I'll let you do it. But
well, the thought pattern that the characters in this game are having is we're trying to deal with a foe. We want to suck him out into space and then go get Jax's body and use a stone to bring him back.
Okay.
You know, if that, like, if somehow like my character sees like that is just nigh impossible,
it's
then,
not outside the realm of possibility.
Okay, well then, with me being pulled into the safety, by Buckaroo, I'm trusting that he's gonna make sure I don't get sucked out too. I'm gonna open the bottle. I'm gonna blast the grenades and leave it all out on the field.
I fucking love you. I love the commitment.
Sure.
Let's go.
So what do you need from me?
For you, Flask, particularly, I ask nothing. I assume as you let loose lightning in a bottle, fucking literally, almost like a one chance gleam of light flashes out towards the vacuum, just ripping everything out. I'm going to say, for you, Flash, you are fully prepared for this. Buckaroo.
Yes.
Is it safe to assume you are also fully prepared for this?
I believe this has all been communicated on our communication devices. All so right. I would say yes.
Those in combat with Bart, Skylar, Mara, Lefty. $16 agility.
Oh fuck.
Feel free to use all favors you guys have at this moment in time.
So
what is the roll for?
16 agility, just to not get sucked out into the vacuum of space and not die.
Perfect. I am not trying to do that. I am actually trying to get sucked out of the space, and I'm grabbing Bart on my way.
He's going one way or another.
Well, so I'm not trying to not get sucked out. I am going to try and grapple him and make sure he's detained in the vacuum of space briefly for at least a little bit of time, so that my Legion can do what they need to do. And
Strength test, Lefty?
strength test, sure.
You need a favor? I've got plenty.
All right, I believe that's an 18.
That's gonna pass. I rolled a 10.
Okay, that is my best stat. And as I am being sucked out and heading towards Bart, and I will get on the comms to Nova. Sorry, kid, but there was only one way, and we promised you we'd go back for Jax no matter what. We're going to keep our promise, and the Legion will take care of you.
She yells out on the comm.
Oh my god, I cannot believe we orphaned this girl twice.
No insight roll needed. Like, she is sobbing over the comms as all this is happening. But please continue.
Nah, that's all I got.
I mute my comm.
Okay, that was exquisite. Can I transfer a favor? Is that a thing we can do? Are we allowed to trade inspiration?
I don't know what Lefty's doing. I mean, he wants to sacrifice himself on my fucking dog. I mean, but whatever. So, as all this is happening, can I assume everybody makes their test? Yeah, according to the chat, everyone has made their test. So as all this happens, Bart is you see his voluptuous body being hugged by Lefty, saying you haven't seen the left of me, as he grapples onto Lefty. Give me another strength test, please.
Let's see.
Now, I don't know if it's just my tired ears, but did you say you haven't seen the left of me?
I meant to say last of me.
That was a terrible roll, and I'm going to use my favor to hopefully not make a more terrible roll. Which I did. That's a 2 on the die, so that's a 6.
I will use my favor to help him reroll again.
Oh my god!
Skylar will.
Well, it can only go down by 1 at this point. Oh, that's better. That's an 18 now.
I'm about to say you get higher than a 12, dog.
My favor worth it.
I'm about to say, man, you get higher than a 12. Let a guy know. So, almost as Lefty and Bart embrace for a brief moment, he says, if you think I'm done with you, don't even think I am. As his head almost turns into a blueberry for a moment. And he kind of peers his head out of the airlock, saying I'll be back for you and the girl. As Skylar blasts off, knocking him into literally space, blasting off again, like Team Rocket, if you will. You all.
So, at this moment, the rest of us are secured in the space station. All of the guards, Bart and Lefty, were sucked out.
Lefty, some fucking how by the weird of literally neuromancy and everything, all that tied into. God bless to the creators of Ask Grimm and all the creators above and beyond. Somehow fucking made it.
Oh, so he's still inside?
He is still inside.
Okay.
Once aboard the ship, can we try and connect to the the computer system on the space station to isolate the gravity and the oxygen and block everything off, so the rest of the space station is blocked off from this, so it can kind of depressurize.
Sure thing.
Beep bloop beep bloop beep.
As everything decompressurized, you hear a failsafe goes off, and what's activated according to the ship's protocol is quote the Grimm protocol, as many Grimm-like folk make their way out through the shadows, and you see they're all literally chained up by the collar to specific gates almost to a length, as you see many Grimm claw towards your guys' way, but literally kept on the leash, almost like by a dog chain. You all see Jax's body, chest wide open, head. You see a deep gash within his own skull, seeing a crevice within his brain as he's kind of crawling out, as Nova is taking him back for a moment, almost like she can't believe what she's seeing.
Avert your eyes, child.
Oh, that's the most compassionate Buckaroo's been to her yet.
That's right. You can learn.
So he is here on the station, or no?
Yeah, he's a Grimm.
Okay, I thought he wasn't for some reason. I thought we said that he wasn't here.
No, he was not in the immediateness of where we were.
Okay,
because the thought pattern was like, oh, if he's right here, Mara was saying like, look, you sacrifice me to him, you guys grab the body and go. I believe that was
okay.
Robin's
I see.
thinking. All right. So is there a way for us to, overpower and isolate, this Grimm?
Overpowering, especially with the wormstone, is not an issue. But again, it's a one-time use item.
No, I want to get him away from all of the others so that we can. I assume this is not a like simple. Oh yeah, I just do a thing. Like it's like more ritual, time-consuming scenario. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but
I mean, it's going to be to separate him from a ravenous pack of Grimm that wants to rip your faces off. I will say a DR20 agility test for anyone who wants to make it.
All right. Well, so let me then rewind that. What does it take for me to use the stone to attempt to restore him to life? Like I have the stuff. Is it a roll? Do I just go up and touch him with it? Like,
to restore him to life, you need to separate him from the pack before he gets ripped apart.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. So it's a DR20 agility test to get him out of there. All right, my agility is 3. What's everybody else got?
Better than mine.
Better than mine.
We don't agility.
So you're the guy. You're the guy.
So
now, question: would you prefer, if everyone is aboard the ship, for me to use that tribute again? I still have the ability to use more neuromancy today, and then all of those strange, hostile beings would be floating around.
would that make things easier, Mr. DM, sir?
To go through, I mean, like, so I guess just I guess how you say, like, all these Grimm folk are clearly chained up. There is no immediate danger to the Legion themselves. And I'm gonna point it out there, like, I don't know if anyone thought about this. If you guys want to take your time to kill everything else around you versus Jax, that's perfectly fine. Just gonna take some time to literally murder everything else in the vicinity, since they are all collared up and chained up. You know what I mean?
Do we
So,
know how this spreads at this point? Like as a group, do we understand any of this?
Not yet. That is the answer I would definitely give, but I do have an answer at some point to that question. I'm happy you asked it, though.
So we just need to kill these things and then get him, right?
So
like
it-
it's just gonna be like mowing them down.
it's
I'm
kind of
gonna-
like shooting fish in a barrel because
Yeah,
they can't reach
yeah.
us.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, we'll do that then. I will
Yeah,
use all my 9 charges of my nano blast to just.
I'm
Get
gonna
'em.
I'm gonna definitely hand wave the fact that, like, again, I'm not gonna assume your character just because you guys didn't think about it. Your characters didn't think about it. You know what I mean? You guys are chained down. There's no need to kind of like go out of your way of like rolling for anything good nonsense. I'm gonna say, after extensive time of mowing down these literal fish in a barrel, you guys get a chance to murder every single Grimm folk you guys want to murder, except for Jax himself. And he's kind of like clawing at you.
All right, then I will start the process and do what I have to do to make this whole creation thing work.
Save him, Flask! Save him!
As you get an absolute feel of everything happening, like, you, Flask, get a feel of literal life and death in your hands as this dude's whole anatomy is on the precipice of everything. As it all happens, you feel kind of a squirt of blood upon your face for a moment as his chest is literally torn fucking apart. And for a brief moment, he looks at the crew and says, "Is this real?" You all know, though he is Jack's Gunner II, he will not last. As, again, he has a gaping hole in his chest and head. But
you said that we could restore anything.
That's true.
Does that not mean that that hole in his chest should be going away right now? Because if we could fix anything else, that means his body counts.
Yep.
I've got a contingency plan.
I told you this was a children's story.
use it. Use it if you got it, buddy.
Dead?
Yeah, use it if you got it.
Did Jax die again? Is what I'm asking. I
He
don't have
needs
any
him to
heals.
die again. He needs him to die again.
You have successfully revivified him, but again, he has a hole in his chest and head.
Yes, Ted, he dies
Sure.
again.
Should we
But
put him
if-
out of his misery?
But if you have an ace in the hole, I'll let you get it, buddy.
Yes,
Yes.
my ace in the hole is I rolled for today again. Wake the dead. So as long as I can get to his body in a minute, once he's officially dead a second time, I'll stab him and sew him back up, and he's good to go.
Nice.
Excelente.
There you go.
So
I was planning on using it on, Lefty, who got sucked, I thought was getting sucked out to space, but didn't need to do that either. So
excelente. So if you don't mind giving me just the drama factor before you undo all the drama for 5 seconds.
sure. So, all right. So we restore life to his body, and he's got labored breathing, blood begins to pump, but he's got wounds. So the biology aspect of my character, I've got enough medical knowledge that I can do emergency surgery if I freaking reimplanted this dude's heart a couple of days ago, weeks ago, what have you. So he drops to the ground, and I pull out my med kit and I start literally sewing him back up, but it's too little too late. Everybody is standing around watching. I imagine those characters who have emotions begins to well up, and there's probably maybe some verbal, some mental cries of Flask, save him. Nova is looking on dumbfounded, holy shit, I heard his voice and now he's dying again. And then you hear the death rattle, that last breath leak out, and Flask just sighs. I stand up, grab my pack, and you guys see his nanite gun that he's used before, and he just leans down and sticks him just like he did with the emergency surgery in the wrestling rink. And then there's a pause, and then you hear as Jax breathes anew. Does that work?
Indeed. His last words before he thinks he's gonna go is, "Kid, they'll look after you. I know they're weird folks, but their heart's in the right places, all right? But they'll do good by you, I swear to God." As he kind of passes over. But then Flask comes in. Hadouken! Brings him back. You know what I mean? They're
Get over here.
It's for a second, Nova doesn't know how to feel. Kind of conflicted with her two dads now. But she's definitely not sad. She's definitely not sad as it all happens, and
we're going to need a lot of service bots to clean up this mess if we're going to make it our new home.
Jackson, I think we need to get the hell out of here. That's my 2 cents.
Don't we need to go down to Bart's shop and raid it before we get out of here?
Sure. Let's get what we can grab, but we don't want to stick around here if this little bitch is still out there.
Actually, food and fuel.
I may not be so smart as some of you eggheads and techno know-it-alls, but he kept rambling about some deal and some bargain, and someone gift wrapped a ship to deliver us right to him. I don't think we should go back down there unless you want to go tangle with Crow and his crew.
Well, how about this?
I think we should get whatever we can off of the station, take this ship, and regroup elsewhere.
Hard agree.
Agreed.
We got all our people. Let's go.
I think we should quit while we're ahead.
That's fine. Does this ship have, any kind of weapons on it?
It has weapons.
If this is at all possible, I'm just gonna, throw a Hail Mary pass, if you will.
Okay.
If there's a way to orient, well, number one, if we go back to the ship and Bart is still out there floating around, trying to swim in space, which we know can't happen, because there's nothing to resist with. Get out a stellar map and get a trajectory out towards the nearest star and shoot at him to get him in a direction to be heading towards the sun. Because I don't care how freaking powerful he is. He can exist in space and not be dead, whatever, but he is not going to be fine when he makes contact with, the solar orbit of a star.
Well, that's the yellow sun, and he happens to be part Kryptonian, but
I love that. I love that comment, and I love that other comment, Dave, you gave me. But let's say that definitely did happen for certain. Because as many rolls I make you make, he's exploding fish in a barrel at this point. And as he goes blasting off again towards the center of this central star, and as everyone is coming respite to everything, he takes a brief, as everything is coming back to normal. Jax take a brief look at Lefty. It says, I noticed you took a shine to you.
No way, pal. You're back. You will fulfill your obligations and responsibilities.
He literally in mid sentence, he puts his hand on your shoulder. It's okay. Don't worry about it, man. We're old folk. Doesn't matter about us. We plant trees knowing we're not gonna bask in the shade. All right. I'm
like 150 years old, right?
He doesn't know. He's all hands you a thumb drive that he has in his pocket and saying, like, you know what? I've been re-recording my last words to the kid, not knowing which day will be the day I would see her last. You know what I mean? But something about you and your crew gives me hope. Not for myself. Not for this fucking universe. But for her. If she can make it to something that's a little bit better than we fucking have on for ourselves, then you know what? That's all that matters. Jax hands you his thumb drive with multiple recordings and edits of his last farewells to Nova. Not to get too deep in the deets, his particular last recordings was that particular night when he went off on Skylar about using lantern fuel to light off in the crew right after the attack on the ship, right before they went and saw Bart. I believe that was session 6, 7. Yeah. But long story short, you see clearly Bart Jax re-recording a session saying like, kid, look, they're good folk, regardless of that, right? I know they mean well. So, regardless of what happens when we meet up with Bart, I know it's going to be sticky. It's going to be icky. No matter what happens, keep your upper lip strong. Do what you got to do and listen to the rest of the crew. I think they have your best interest in heart. As he, Jax raises an empty glass to the black hole surfers. He notices it's empty. God damn it. I should get another refill at Bart's, I guess. All right. I'm signing out, kid. Hope everything works out. How is everybody closing out?
I think we should just fly off into the void of space and leave it at that.
Fly
At
out
ludicrous
towards whatever
speed.
whatever the next adventure is.
Yeah.
We can leave the door open, in case, who knows, maybe we'll revisit the black hole surfers.
As you all blast your way out, you all hear a particular voice over the comms. Hey, you all there? Your man Jermaine. I hope you all have a moment to cash in a little of the favors and discounts I've been giving on you. And that is where I'm ending tonight's session.
All right. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for
Thank you, guys.
watching. Thanks for running. Folks, there's links to everyone down in the description, as well as the upcoming Kickstarter for Zoo Mafia that you can check out. But please go check out the link to Vast Grimm and check out Brian's game, because he came up with a fantastic one. It's a lot of fun. Some sci-fi horror with a little splash of punk for you guys. Go check it out. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.